This is CTV News with Nafisa Karim.
And to stand up against racism is sending a clear message to everyone that we're all in this together and we need to work together and support each other.
The call for unity in the face of a recent uptick in anti-Indigenous racism in the Cowichan Valley. Also tonight.
It's a sustainable development model for us. We really look at this as the opportunity for a diversified economy for not just the tourism sector, but our waterfront workforce as well.
Expect a summer surge in tourists as major cruise lines are calling, and how Nanaimo is benefiting. Plus, Adam finds out why an 81-year-old is transforming both the exterior of his home and the mood of his neighbors. Later on the Sawatsky sign-off. Good evening and thank you for joining us. A rebirth of a vital tourism sector is taking place in the city of Nanaimo. After the pandemic slowed the city's cruise ship industry, a grassroots effort has major cruise lines calling again. In 2024, the city hosted just 4 ships, but this year that number has ballooned to 10, which will include a regular stop for one of Holland America's cruises. CTV's Andy Garland has more on what this means for the local economy.
Still locked into the winter season, downtown Nanaimo businesses fondly look forward to spring's arrival and a strengthening cruise ship season.
Means more people walking through the neighborhood. It's always a benefit.
And this year, shops like My Undies can bank on optimism as 10 boats will come to port, eclipsing last year's total of just 4.
One of the more important things I think that does is add credence to the reputation for downtown Nanaimo, and it just might bring some locals into our neighborhoods.
The Nanaimo Port Authority just returned from the Northwest Symposium for the Cruise Line Industry Association in Alaska and say the harbor city is being noticed.
We have seen some great interest in Nanaimo, having 10 cruise ships calling this year.
After a successful pilot last year, Holland America has added Nanaimo as a stop to 4 of their 7-day Great Bear Rainforest cruises for this year and next.
Well, Nanaimo is known for its welcoming community, our waterfront walkway, the plethora of activities we can do in the Central Island region.
The Port Authority adds they're targeting smaller to mid-sized cruise ships with 1,000 to 2,000 passengers.
It's a sustainable development model for us. We really look at this as the opportunity for a diversified economy for not just the tourism sector, but our waterfront workforce as well.
The Port Authority estimates each passenger spends $200 while in port, making a boat with 1,000 guests worth hundreds of thousands to the local economy.
Give people opportunities, a good experience in Nanaimo that will hopefully bring them back as tourists again. It's a very positive story for the city.
And Nanaimo's mayor adds, bringing people back for a longer visit is always a goal of his.
It's like having an appetizer. You're going to want to come back for the entree.
The first cruise ship arrives April 9th, with the last sailing in on October 24th. Andy Garland, CTV News, Nanaimo.
Police are warning of a scam targeting residents on Vancouver Island involving fake gold jewelry. West Shore and Nanaimo RCMP say scammers are approaching people in parking lots in Langford and, in one case, a gas station in Nanaimo. The suspects claim they've run out of money for food or gas and offer to sell the victims their gold jewelry for cash. The gold turns out to be fake. West Shore RCMP say at least 9 incidents have been reported to police since the start of the year. Police say the fraudsters rely on sympathy and urgency and, in several cases, had young children with them to lower expectation and suspicion. Anyone who is approached by a suspected scammer is asked to contact police as quickly as possible. Rental prices are on the decline for the 16th consecutive month, but a shift towards smaller units is one of the driving factors. This is according to the National Rent Report from Rentals.ca and Urban Nation. Across the country, units decreased by 28 square feet on average. Now, despite the lower headline rents, people are paying more per square foot. The average rent in Victoria for a 1-bedroom dropped 6.7% year over year and 5.1% for a 2-bedroom. But it's a different story in Nanaimo.
Nanaimo 1-bedroom apartment is actually up by 1.5% to a little bit over $1,800 a month, where a 2-bedroom apartment is actually up over 8%, where a 2-bedroom is now going to cost you over $2,300 a month. And the reason for this, of course, is the supply and demand imbalance. Vacancy rates are really increasing in Victoria, highest they've been since 1999. Where in Nanaimo, we are not really seeing that vacancy rate increase like the rest of British Columbia and Victoria and the island in general.
Experts blame the increase on the lack of inventory in Nanaimo, especially when it comes to two-bedroom units. Saanich Mayor Dean Murdoch says he will not seek re-election when voters head to the polls this fall. Murdoch says public service is demanding and he wants to spend more time with his family, adding the demands of being mayor reach into every part of his life, coming at the expense of his family. Murdoch has also been open about his wife's recent battle with breast cancer. The mayor says Saanich is at a crossroads and it will take strong leadership to move forward on several key projects.
I'm hopeful that we're going to see good people come forward who take the responsibility that a role like this really deserves and that people expect. But I'd also offer a bit of caution that the role can be a tough one and that often the world can be unkind to people who do choose to step into these elected roles.
Murdoch has been mayor since 2022 when he beat former mayor Fred Haynes. Two new art installations have been unveiled in Victoria's Inner Harbour, all part of the Lekwungen placemaking project.
1, 2, 3.
The first unveiled this morning. It's a new interpretive installation on the harbor's lower causeway. It features 5 structures that explain the historical and cultural connection between the Lekwungen people with the harbor. The installation features Lekwungen language and was designed by local Indigenous artists Uptick and Melissa McClurg.
Where we are is called Lekwungen, and it means place of mud, but this has always been where we've gathered, where we harvested, where we've traded. So it's really just, with education, we're getting the locals to understand that we're still here and our history.
I think it speaks to Lekwungen culture, not only language, but the teachings and our way of life, and how vital we are to the Victoria community and surrounding areas. We are the original people of this land, and these monuments now speak to that.
The second display is in Destination Greater Victoria's Visitor Information Centre. It's 2 pieces of artwork by Cosampam artist Darlene Gate. One is a massive metal work, the other etched in glass.
We call it placemaking, where we connect a place through art and design to a culture, essentially. And what was previously here was a long black photographic panel that had historical photos on. It didn't have a lot of Lekwungen content, and also it blocked the view of the harbour. So we thought we would introduce another element of placemaking and something that was more Lekwungen in nature.
Before the Empress and Causeway were built, the place of mud stretched all the way to what is now St. Anne's Academy, used for thousands of years by the Lekwungen people for gathering food as well as seasonal camps. Still ahead, the dispute over a bridge and Donald Trump's threats to block a major trade corridor.
So there's Canadian steel, Canadian workers, but also U.S. steel, U.S. workers that are involved. This is a great example of cooperation between our countries.
Who paid for it and who gets the money from the tolls?
Back to double digits today. We got to 11 degrees for a daytime high currently. Some sunshine and 9 degrees at the harbor. More double digits on the way. Your forecast is next.
CTV Weather brought to you by Expedia Cruises. Make the most of your next vacation by booking with those who've been there. Visit expediacruises.ca.
What makes West Shore Parks and Recreation a perfect place to play? It's our staff, working behind the scenes to keep the pool safe, kids engaged, and programs thriving. So apply today and join our team.
Well, Josh, you said it before the break. We are in the double digits. The warming continues.
Yeah, in fact, we've already tied the average number of double-digit days for the entire month of February. The average is for 7 days of 10 degrees or warmer for daytime highs. Today, was the 7th. We get to 10 here before the week is out, and I mean, we're not even at Valentine's Day yet. It's 10 degrees at the airport right now, 10 in Nanaimo, 5 in Port Hardy, and we'll see some rain roll into northern parts of the island, Port Hardy included, tomorrow. For tonight, pretty clear skies right across the island, and then watch what happens tomorrow. By late in the day, some rain starts to slide in. By tomorrow evening, you have rain. Port Hardy starting to slip south along the west coast, but staying north of Tofino. As this drops south Wednesday night into Thursday morning, you see how it kind of falls apart? Comox, you may get grazed with a little shower there late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning. It's really sort of through the day Thursday that this rain starts to develop a little more earnestly, and that'll slide towards the Victoria area. It looks like by Friday, maybe as early as Thursday evening. In the north, though, Thursday and Friday both have periods of rain. Should be a dry one tomorrow, though, with some increased cloud cover late in the day. And temperatures pretty close to average. Highs of about 7 degrees Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Averages 8. 9 and partly cloudy for inland areas tomorrow. Then that chance of showers for Thursday. It's not going to be heavy, steady, all-day rain. Thursday or Friday, it'll be sort of scattered showers. Back to around average, highs of 6 Friday, Saturday, drier for the weekend as well. Out of the west coast, 10 degrees tomorrow, 10 and some rain Thursday, and some more periods of rain sort of off and on through the day Friday. Temperatures gradually cooling towards the end of the weekend into the weekend. 9 degrees, mainly sunny skies for Comox tomorrow. Then late tomorrow night, you get that cloud cover rolling in. As we said, there's a slight chance overnight Wednesday night that you might see some showers. Better chance Thursday, especially sort of midday and through the afternoon hours. And then some slightly steadier rain for Friday. Temperatures aren't going to change all that much, somewhere in the 8 or 9 degree range for highs Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Sunnier and a little cooler into the weekend. Nanaimo, sunshine, 10 degrees tomorrow, then highs of 8 or 9 for Thursday, Friday. Chance of some late day showers Thursday. Could see some scattered showers as well on Friday. It is not going to amount to all that much. This is not a significant system, it looks like, for the Nanaimo area or for Victoria. Chance of some light showers late Thursday. 30% chance of some showers again on Friday. Look at this, 11 degrees tomorrow under mainly sunny skies, and 10s for Thursday, Friday. So that will get us to 8, 9, 10 double-digit days before the end of the week. CTV Weather is brought to you by Expedia Cruises for air, land, and sea vacations. A little bit of a cool down, but still no worse than about average as we hit the weekend.
All right, thanks, Josh. Well, community leaders in the Cowichan Valley are sharing an open letter they've written to call out a recent surge in racism. CTV's Anna McMillan shows us racist remarks intended to divide are having the opposite effect and are uniting people across the South Island.
Everybody's all in it together.
Cowichan Tribes Chief Cindy Daniels says in the Cowichan Valley, the relationships between communities are strong.
We all work together really good here, and we have open communication with them.
Together, they're responding to a recent uptick in anti-Indigenous racism.
Our whole life we've gone through racism. I know that I've been followed in the store very recently. You know, I needed to get just a few items, and I ran into the store and noticed a guy down the aisle from me. I had to run 2 aisles down, and he was right behind me.
Leaders from several Cowichan Valley communities, along with those from the local RCMP and school district, have released a letter condemning racism.
It shows the wider Cowichan Valley community that we all support each other, that it opens their eyes that we all live here together.
Duncan's mayor says she noticed a surge in racism this summer after a court ruled Cowichan Tribes has Aboriginal title over land in Richmond, and Crown and city titles on it are invalid.
Reconciliation isn't, there isn't anything clear about, you know, how we move down that road, as we're finding out now as Canadians with decisions like the land decision that came down. That doesn't mean we have to be afraid of it, though. We have the relationships to move us through to where we're going.
Michelle Staples says people have made racist remarks in local businesses and have yelled slurs out their car windows. In Port Alberni, an Every Child Matters sign has been vandalized repeatedly, and the community came together to clean it up last month.
It sends a message to the community that this is not tolerated.
Social media comments have also been hostile, particularly after the replacement for the Cowichan District Hospital was given a Hulkaminam name. This is happening as elected officials deny the realities of residential schools. In recent weeks, MLA Dallas Brody tried to bring her message of denialism to UVic and UBC.
When people in leadership positions, are positioning themselves against really the basic, fundamental value system of reconciliation, then it's easy for people to pick up on that.
Here in the Cowichan Valley, community leaders are doing the exact opposite, and Staples is encouraging people to intervene when they see racism in action.
We're here to protect our people, our elders, our youth. And racism, you can't justify racism.
Something that won't be tolerated by local leadership and hundreds of residents and businesses who've signed on to the letter and committed to standing up against racism in their community. Anna McMillan, CTV News, Duncan.
Prime Minister Mark Carney had a call early this morning with U.S. President Donald Trump after Trump threatened to block the opening of a major trade corridor between Windsor and Detroit unless the U.S. is fully compensated. CTV's Mike LeCouture on the brouhaha over a bridge.
Canada, of course, paid for the construction of the bridge, over $4 billion.
Prime Minister Carney said he laid out that fact to President Trump in an early morning call that he described as positive. He also cleared up Trump's misconception about the construction of the span.
Obviously, there's Canadian steel, Canadian workers, but also U.S. steel, U.S. workers that are involved. This is a great example of cooperation between our countries.
Ownership of the bridge is clearly spelled out according to the 2017 agreement. The crossing will be publicly owned jointly by Canada and Michigan. Yet Trump's officials insist there are issues.
There's a question as to the proceeds of tolls, et cetera, and so there's going to be a negotiation on that front into how that bridge should be treated. If it's going to be going into the U.S.
According to the agreement, Canada will collect tolls until it recoups the costs related to construction. After that, they're split between Canada and Michigan. One former ambassador says there's a reason the president gets things so wrong.
You've got a bunch of crackpot advisors in the White House who misinform the president, who already likes to have tantrums and lash out and try to get leverage or extort things.
In Trump's online tirade, he also took aim at the Ontario ban on American alcohol, which the premier says won't change.
It's obviously working. It's an irritant. But there's one thing President Trump can do: get rid of Canadian tariffs.
Now, it's unclear if tariffs were discussed on the call, but Prime Minister Carney did say the president asked his ambassador to Canada and Michigan native Pete Hoekstra to continue the conversation and bridge the apparent gap. Mike LeCouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
Coming up, facing adversity with creativity. Adam finds out how a senior discovered an unexpected talent for painting positivity. Next on the Sawatsky sign-off.
Victoria's #1 hit music station. Home of Bailey and Johnny in the morning. Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to 107.3 Virgin Radio everywhere.
Finally, Adam meets an 81-year-old who's transforming both the exterior of his home and the mood of his neighbors by facing adversity with creativity. On the Sawatsky sign-off.
After spending years refurbishing convertibles, Charlie Bates found himself with a bunch of old paint in his carport.
I might as well splash it on the wall.
So he painted a picture of Bugs Bunny, followed by Santa Claus and his dog, Cookie.
I just love doing it. It makes me feel good, takes my mind off the things that I shouldn't be thinking about.
Take Charlie's mind off that diagnosis.
Well, according to doctors, I'm dead.
After being told he had just months to live, Charlie decided to make the most of the time he has left.
I just want to enjoy life day to day right now.
So he started waking up before dawn, to marvel at the stars in the sky.
It's amazing.
Before painting the solar system on his wall.
Everything started to become a story for me where I could add to it and just let it flow.
A story about our place in the universe that explores serious topics like astronomy, biology, and history, while never forgetting to have a whole lot of fun along the way.
I had no idea what the end result was going to be, or that people would even be interested in looking at it.
But it turns out the kids in the community got a kick out of the cartoon characters, while his neighbors, like Laura Beaulieu, were amazed by the scope of it.
I see him out here in the cold, and I'm thinking, he is determined. He is inspirational.
You see, while Charlie was filling his wall, Laura was also battling cancer.
And he was always positive and happy, and it really gave me hope.
Because although life can seem as overwhelming and complex as this mural, if you look at it from Charlie's perspective, if you can be both productive and positive, he says, it's all quite simple.
Well, enjoy every minute that you're alive. It's the best it's ever been.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Coquitlam.
The Sawatsky Sign-Off, brought to you by Coastal Community Credit Union. Bank happy at Coastal Community Credit Union.
Enjoy every minute. That is it for CTV News Vancouver Island. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night.